Hello, my fellow Ferrari fans, and welcome back to F1 Prime News, the home of real stories, real emotion, and real racing truth. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. Now take a moment, relax your shoulders, breathe in, because what you're about to hear isn't just another headline, it's a story of legacy, of pressure, and of a driver many think is finished. But one man still believes otherwise, and that man, Toto Wolff. Yes, the same Toto who built a dynasty at Mercedes, the same man who shared 12 seasons of triumph and heartbreak with Lewis Hamilton. And now, even from across the paddock, he's watching and speaking, because the moment Hamilton put on that red Ferrari suit, the pressure exploded, expectations skyrocketed, and when the results didn't follow, the critics came in fast. He's done. He made a mistake. He'll never win again. But in Miami, in the middle of heat, speed, and scrutiny, Toto Wolff stepped forward, not as a team principal, not as a rival, but as someone who knows Lewis better than anyone in this sport. And what he said might just flip the entire narrative on its head. When asked if Hamilton's early struggles at Ferrari had shaken his belief, Wolff didn't hesitate. "I think we saw the magic in the sprint race in Shanghai," he said. "He was dominating completely. It's not like you have that level of performance one day and lose it the next." Let that sink in. Toto isn't talking about potential, he's talking about proof. He saw it. We all did. A few laps in China where Hamilton reminded the world what he can still do when the conditions align, when the tires work, when the balance is right, when the confidence is there. And that right there is the story Toto wants us to see. Hamilton didn't suddenly forget how to drive. He's simply facing something far more complex, a total reset of everything that once felt automatic. The SF25 is not a continuation of the Mercedes lineage. It's a different beast, more sensitive, less forgiving, built for a different style, a different philosophy, one that Leclerc has been molded into for years. He's joined Ferrari where Charles has been for a long time, Wolff pointed out. It's a natural trajectory. Every new top driver needs time to find their footing in a new team. But here's what makes Hamilton different. He's not just any top driver. He's a 7-time world champion, a once-in-a-generation racer, and that makes the scrutiny 10 times harsher. Because when Hamilton finishes outside the top 5, it's not a bad race, it's global news. When he shows frustration on the radio, it's dissected by pundits like a political speech. And when Leclerc outqualifies him, some call it a downfall. But what if, just what if, this is exactly the process needed before the storm? Toto Wolff knows how Hamilton works. He knows the routines, the signals, the silent body language. "He was with us for 12 years. We knew each other like family," he said. "Good days, bad days, ups and downs, but we always understood how to get him back to his best. And now, that support system is gone. The engineers who knew how to extract that last tenth from Lewis aren't there anymore. The warmth of the Mercedes garage has been replaced with a new rhythm, new voices, new dynamics. Ferrari is not just a team, it's a culture, a pressure cooker of expectation, legacy, and politics. And Hamilton has stepped right into the middle of it. That transition isn't just technical, it's psychological. If he gets the car to match his feel, he will be stellar, I have no doubt," Wolff insisted. And if there's one thing we've learned over the years, it's this. When Hamilton is doubted, when he's cornered, that's when he becomes most dangerous. Pressure doesn't break Hamilton, it builds him. Shanghai reminded us of the old fire, even if it was just a flash. But now, he's trying to stretch that moment into a full race, a full weekend, a full comeback. And that's no small task, because behind the scenes, Ferrari is still figuring out how to extract the best from Lewis. Whether it's setup philosophy, tire prep, or energy deployment, every detail matters, and they're learning, slowly, but learning. Meanwhile, the paddock watches, some with concern, others with glee, waiting to say, "I told you so." But Wolff, he doesn't flinch. The talent is intact, he hasn't disappeared, he just needs time. And what about life without Lewis at Mercedes? Wolff addressed that too, with surprising honesty. "No, I wouldn't say the atmosphere has changed drastically," he admitted. "Lewis was part of the family, yes, but now the dynamic is different. George Russell, now the senior driver, is stepping up, and Kimi Antonelli, the young prodigy, is already turning heads. George is reliable, fast, and consistent. Kimi is calm, focused, and growing every session," Wolff said. "They work well together. It's exciting to watch. It's clear that Mercedes is looking ahead, but Toto never once diminishes Hamilton. In fact, the more he talks, the more it feels like he's still rooting for him. Even in red, that's what respect looks like. Even across the pit wall. That's the question we all want answered. Is this a slow decline, or the slow build of something historic? Can Hamilton truly master the SF25, Can he outgrow the culture shock, tame the unpredictability, and rise back to the top? If anyone can, it's him. But as Wolff said, it takes time, patience, and a team willing to understand the kind of driver they've brought in. Because Hamilton is not plug and play, he's a force of nature, and once he syncs with the machine beneath him, history could be rewritten. So here's the real takeaway. Toto Wolff didn't defend Hamilton out of obligation. He's no longer his boss, they're not teammates anymore. But what remains between them is truth. A truth built over 12 years of racing side by side, of watching Hamilton rise, fall, and rise again, of seeing him break records, defy odds, and silence every critic who came before. And that's why he still believes. That's why we still believe. Because what Hamilton is building at Ferrari isn't just a new chapter. It could be the defining chapter. Let us know in the comments, do you agree with Toto Wolff? Is this just a slow burn before the explosion? Or are we witnessing the twilight of a legend? Smash that like button if you still believe in greatness, and subscribe to F1 Prime News for stories that go beyond the noise, where we dive deep into the soul of Formula One. Forza Ferrari, Forza Mental, Forza Hamilton, and I'll see you in the next one.